Hi everyone. Today I'm going to explain how to get the fonts you need on Squarespace. Most times, we all find it so difficult to get our font that we need on Squarespace. For example, you are to use a font for the paragraph. Let's say we need a sans serif. It is not there on Squarespace. You can check the additional font, it's not there. You can check the Latin and the Japanese, all font is not there. Don't think that's the end road. There are other ways of actually getting the font you need on Squarespace. What you just have to do is to upload font. And mind you, it is not it is not actually visible here for you to add font. As you can see, you can't add font on normal Squarespace. But another method of adding font that you need on Squarespace. So let's say your client that you're working for gave you gave you a sample to actually use. That you are to use this particular font here to design his or her website. All what you need to do is to click on this font finder. But mind you, most people does not know how to get to this font finder. This is an extension. And how do you get that? I'm not supposed to explain this, but you can get the font finder from Chrome extension web store. This is the web store. And all what you have to do is to click on this extension and you search for the font finder. You search for the font finder on the extension box. Font finder. This is the font finder. You click on it and you add it to the extension, to the listed extension here. So you add it to Chrome. I already have, that's why it is showing remove to Chrome. I'm not supposed to be explaining this, but for the sake of those that couldn't find the means of adding the font finder to their Chrome. So all what you have to do is to click on this font finder and you select, you don't need to select, just click on the text. It will give you the font name. This is the family, this is the font bin, branding, grotesque. All what you have to do is select it, you copy, minimize this because you might still need all this decoration. These are all the specification for the font weight, the normal style, the font variant, font, so on and so forth. Then you minimize it, go to your browser and search for download. You paste the font and then you type font in front of it, allow it to load. Most of the time I prefer to use this before font. You can use the font style, you can use Adobe font and so on and so forth. Adobe font, most of the time we ask you to subscribe to some things, but I prefer to use this before because it is straightforward and it is well explanatory. You don't need to read and read. All what you need is there. You just scroll down a bit and you're going to find the font here. You download it. Once you download the pack, it will count down and it will download itself. Boom, it's downloading. So you wait and allow it to download. Once it's downloaded, you click on it. These are all the fonts. These are all the fonts. So you select all. You don't need this, and then you extract it. You can, let's say you want to, this is the website I'm trying to design. Then the folder can be font, and you select it. Then you extract all font inside the font, and you can check it out. But you don't need it. Just close everything and you minimize it. Now get back to your Squarespace, and you need to locate design on this Squarespace. But this is version 7.1. Most of the time, it's not visible, and people have been complaining that they can't find the design option on Squarespace. You don't need to trouble yourself. All what you have to do is to click on the settings and search for whatever you need. For example, we are looking for the custom CSS because we are going to code the font into Squarespace. Now you click on this font custom file and you can add the font. So you check, maybe it's not there, you click on it and then you check for the font. So which of the font do we decided to use? You check it out, and if you don't know how the font actually looks like, there's a way of checking. There's a way of checking how the font will look like. Let me quickly explain. So if you click on this is how the font is going to look like on size 12, 18, 24, 36, 48. If you scroll down to 72. So you click on this is how the fonts are going to look like. But this is what I'm looking for. This is what I need for size 12, 18, 24, 36, 48. So this is how the font is going to look like. All we have to do is to rename this. Just rename the font that you want. You rename it and I select it. Sorry, it's not yet renamed. Yeah, this is it. You select it and you click on open. As you can see, it is here. Let's start again. Let's start again. You click on it. That's the font here, and then you upload it. You can select the name because you're still going to need it. Copy it, and then you come back here. You come back here. Then you open the code that we are going to input. This is the first step. Copy it, and then you get back to here to paste. you must rename the font name. This is the font name into the name that we renamed it. Sorry, let us select it again, and then you rename it into this. Once you rename it, here put your cursor in the middle of this, and then you select the font. It is going to display the URL automatically. So as you can see, it hasn't changed. So what the next thing you have to do is the specification. If we want the URL to work for the header, or you want it to work for the paragraph. So what you have to do is to go and copy the second font, which is, this is for the header. The H1 means for heading 1, we have the heading 2, heading 3, and heading 4. This P means for all paragraph, and you can specify it. Maybe you want it for the large paragraph or the small paragraph. You get my point. That the small paragraph are from paragraph 3. Those are the small paragraph. Paragraph 1 for the large paragraph. You get my point. So let us copy this. That's just the code, and then you move downward maybe 2 places, and then you paste. Don't forget that you're still going to copy the name of the font, and then you change it here. You change it here. So if you need this to work for all paragraph, just click on P. So it is going to change for all paragraph. And as you can see, this for 20, the font size is 20. Let us use 12. It's going to reduce the font size. And the spacing, I prefer to use 0, as you can see. And this line, I prefer to use 35. It will increase the space, and you can still increase this to be 14. You can increase this to be 14. So this is the font size. And if you want this to occur, the P means for all paragraph. Let us say you want this to be for the smaller case paragraph, the small paragraph. What you need to do is to select this for the small. You select this and copy, and you have to change this. So that is for the small paragraph. And if you want to increase for the bigger paragraph, just copy this, and then you go downward, paste again, and change this large, copy, and paste. And then you can change this to, let's say 16. Yeah, let's say 16. And if you want the same font to be for your headings, what you have to do again is to copy this, and then you go downward, paste, and then you change this to heading. Let's say you have a heading 2. As you can see, you want it for heading 1. Because it's not heading 1, that is why it is not changing. If you have heading 1, it's going to change. Okay, I think it is here. So let's change this to heading 2. You can see that it is still the same thing. Let's change this to heading 4. You can see it will change to what you actually want it for. So we are using heading 2 for this, and then let us increase this to like 32. Increase this to like 32. I think that is that. So you save. After saving, you can go back and you edit properly. If you want this to be, as you can see, this is paragraph 2. Let us say you use paragraph 3. This is it. You can select it and bold it. You can select it and unbold. So that is for paragraph, and this is for heading. So let's check for heading 1. We didn't do for heading 1. That is why this is for heading 1, and this is for heading 2. You can see that the font actually changed. The font changed. So that is that. If this is helpful, you can like this video. You can comment and share to your friends that we actually need this. Once again, thank you for viewing and liking my video.